after popular demand.
David Vujanic and RantsNBants are two popular YouTubers who are best known for football and parodies online. However, they were very present in the discussion around youth engagement on social media before the election last week.
All you people watching saying, I don't vote because the politicians don't care about me. They don't care about you because you don't vote.
They came to speak to me about the fallout following the result. Did you think there'd be a hung parliament?
Absolutely. My mum literally texted me in the morning and was like, you called it, like everything you said happened. And I just like, yeah.
When they said that the polls were saying it was going to be a hung parliament, I was quite surprised, but very excited. My adrenaline shot up and I was like, wait a minute. We've turned up in that many numbers and people have switched allegiances. People need to start speaking about how monumental this result is for young people and the movement on the ground, grassroots politics and the engagement that Corbyn has managed to do. This has been like a fire burning within all of us, and we finally have someone that's put the kerosene on the fire and boom, that's it. We are here to stay and we have passion and we have a humane approach to politics. I've been affected by politics from a very young age. I'm from the ex-Yugoslavia, came here as a refugee. I've been through the benefit system. I've been through the housing system. I have been moved 10 times in this country. I know how it feels like. My mum's waited in queues in immigration. Do you understand? So when we approach politics now, it's a fresh approach, it's a new approach, and we're scaring people because we're turning out in numbers, and it's a movement that, in my opinion, right now is going to turn into a tsunami.
But don't underestimate how big a role Brexit played in this as well, though, because a lot of our generation have seen everything that we've grown up and like the country as we know it just being taken away from us overnight. And there's a lot of anger out there. Do you know what I mean? I can use my passport as an Oyster card and just touch down and boom, and I'm just going everywhere. And then to be told that I can't go and live where I want now, I can't go and study where I want now, and all of these things, like freedom that a lot of the older generation have just had. Do you know what I'm saying? Just be taken away from us.
So there've been quite a few comment pieces in several different newspapers about young people saying that they've only voted for Jeremy Corbyn because their rappers have told them to, that they want free things. How would you respond to those kinds of arguments?
In a developed country, I don't see that as like an elderly person, you should be able to work for 60 years and then end up possibly losing your home to pay for your healthcare. I think that's nonsense. Like, do you know what I mean? They're saying, the state looking after people and it's charity. It's not charity. You've worked for 60 years of your life. If you paid taxes for 60 years, why the hell should you not be looked after once you've retired? Like, you don't have that long left. You've already done your time.
Forget that. No, you do not know what you're talking about. You can't be published authors, published journalists, get Brexit wrong, get Trump wrong, get the rise of Corbyn wrong, and still carry on working in your own bubble.
And they're experts.
You're not experts, bro. No fucking, you cannot convince me you're an expert if you keep getting stuff wrong.
Me personally, I'm laughing at the minute. It's just sour grapes. Like, do you know what I'm saying? As I said, it was a very close thing, this political game, and we've just kicked the door off the hinges and they're upset. That's all it is. Like, I'm just like, I'll give you a hug. Like, get over it. Like, get over it. They've underestimated us for so long. It's not that we don't care. It's just that we looked at the situation, a lot of us, and we said, you know what? Red and blue looks the same to me. Not interested. I'm just going to get on with my life because I'm going to be struggling anyway. And that's all it was.
That's it.
Jeremy, he represents what we represent. He's the guy that nobody wanted there. We're the people that nobody wants involved in politics. He was the rebel. He was voting against everything that they wanted to do, and he's always been doing that. He's always been the outcast. So he represents what we are. So when we see that, they don't like him, they don't like us, and he's fighting for what we want.
What I kind of propose to these people writing these articles is get out of your Westminster bubble, come interact with human beings, take a bus, get your Oyster card, get out of zone 2, talk to the young kids.
Go out of London.
Go out of London because they are engaged and they're not stupid. You can't carry on lying to people and painting us all with the same brush and that we want free stuff. Are you crazy, fam? Like, young people don't just want free stuff.
Doing the whole time. They
exactly,
talk
that's
about
establishment.
They talk about us, not
media.
to us. Do you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
How can you talk about us, but you're talking to us as a young person? Why aren't you, whoever wrote that, and speaking to us? Why aren't you Piers Morgan and speaking to me? Why is it that you have to do this? Do you know what I mean? Independent, Guardian, where are you? Now you're trying to speak to young people. Where were you before 2 years ago? Why don't you want to engage? We have not been here. And as he said as well, we haven't voted because you want me to choose between a lesser evil and an evil.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really interesting watching when the results were coming out on Thursday, and I was flicking between the channels and I was like, I can't see any young people. And I just wanted to know, for you guys this week, have you had a lot of attention from people trying to get some answers from you?
I know he has.
Definitely. I just came from BBC Radio 5 live, man. And yeah, I had CNN, had TBS Japan last week. So much. And
good.
Why now? Like, why only now? Like, you should have been asking us. The truth is, they didn't really want us to come out before. And I even said with the Tories, they didn't want us to come out this time either. When you look at the whole campaign, not once did the Tories ask any young people to vote because they knew which way the vote was going. They've never cared about our demographic because they know where they aim it at to get their votes. Do you know what I'm saying? So the whole thing was just, it was comedy to me. When I saw the polls coming through, I was like, knew it.
It was brilliant.
Do you think it would be a good thing to have another general election within the next 6 months?
I personally I want them to destroy themselves to the level of utter depletion.
Yep.
I want them to be seen for exactly what they are.
Yeah,
I'd
rather see them fight
I wanna
amongst
see them
themselves
rock.
and capitulate.
They
Like,
are.
I'd give them 6 months, like, to literally rip each other's heads off and then have another one.
Look at your government now, doing a deal with paramilitary, basically backed organizations that are against women's rights, against abortion, and against LGBT community rights. That is, for me, ugly, in a very ugly way, beautiful, because your true colours are being shown. The level you will go to stay in power.
You would prefer to
Let
see
them rock.
the Conservatives
Yes.
tear themselves
Let
apart?
them see for what they are,
I've seen the
100%.
polls and the ratings and that. If Theresa May walks tomorrow and Boris gets the job, his ratings are even lower than hers. It's beautiful. Like,
It's a new time.
let them all have a go.
How would you feel with having Boris Johnson as Prime Minister?
Me personally, I think it would be brilliant. I'd have so much material. Like, I think it would be brilliant. Like, I'd like to see it
It'll be
maybe
fun.
for a month or two, like,
Yeah.
just so I can get a few videos out of it and then he can go.
Seeing as you both met Corbyn, what was he like in real life?
Underwhelming in a good way, because he's just exactly how you expect him to be. You know the ones, you know when you meet someone and then you see him on TV and it's like, it's just the same, bruv. Like, it's just like your mate's dad and that. Like, there's no wow factor or nothing. It's just like, yo, it's Corbyn.
Really just normal person. You'd walk past him in the street.
I've met him as well, so it's quite interesting. I'm like, I completely agree with
You
you.
know, it's like, I saw him, I was like, was that him? And he was kind of standing there awkwardly.
Yeah, and
You
he
see the
just-
shoes he had on? He had
oi,
these like socks and shoes
someone's
on, the
dad,
brown
the dad
ones.
shoes in it, bro. Like, nah. And
With
I
the
mean,
holes in
and the
them.
loose suit and that, like, do you know what I mean? The suit and the shoes didn't go.
No, yeah.
But because it was Corbyn, it was all right.
Yeah.
You know the ones there, like, and it's just how he is, and he talks to you like he knows you, like
That's
he speaks
it.
to everyone like he just knows them. Do you know what I mean? It's just mad. He's just a normal person because a lot of these people in Parliament, they get consumed by it to the point where they just become the system. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't speak to them on a human level. Everything's always political. There's always an agenda. Do you know what I mean? Whereas he'll just talk to you like you're just a normal human being.
Spoke about football for 20 minutes. That was it.
Do you think that he will stay
100%.
as the leader of the Labour Party? Do you think that he will?
He's not going anywhere
No,
now.
wait,
If
him.
they couldn't get rid of him, if they couldn't get rid of him before, they absolutely can't get
And
rid
what
of
do you
him
think
now.
this means for other politicians who didn't fully back him? People like Sadiq Khan, people like Chuka Umna.
They're going to try and get back involved now. Corbyn said he doesn't hold grudges and he'll welcome them back in. I respect that. I'm petty, I wouldn't. You know the ones there, so that's just what it is.
I wouldn't
I'm
either.
team petty all the way. I think that he needs to bring in his own people, and I think he needs people with like similar views to him and people with a backbone to really back him, because he's going to need it now, innit? Like, he doesn't need any sellouts.
Bring in young people.
You know, that's
Bring in a
it.
few
He needs
young
to bring
people.
in some young progressive people with a backbone.
Can you imagine seeing Jeremy Corbyn as Prime Minister? Do you think that's going to happen?
It's going to happen, and when it happens, I'm coming round for dinner.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'll cook barbecue number 10.
I'm ready
And,
for a
trust me,
selfie in front of number 10.
That's what I'm saying.
I think from an immigrant refugee
Roadman
background.
selfie, and then
that would
get
be
the barbecue on.
monumental.
And then get the
360
barbecue on, bruv,
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Get some music down there, get some grime artists to perform. And I hope he'd be able to enable a progressive government once again.